I think you all know this already. There is a difference between a house and a home. A house is a structure, walls, windows, a roof that keeps out the rain, hopefully. It can be measured in square feet, insured, bought, and sold. A house can be empty, it can be silent, and it can stand for years without ever truly being lived in. But a home, well, that's something else entirely. A home is made of presence, of laughter echoing down hallways, of conversations that stretch longer than expected, of meals shared, even the ones that didn't really turn out, undercooked, overcooked, or just somehow not right. A home is where we bring not just our strengths, but our whole selves, our questions, our failings, our grief, our becoming. A home is not built once. It is built again and again by those who dwell in it. And we also know that home is not equally available to everyone. For some, home has been a place of silence or fear or not being fully seen. Some have been excluded from it by family, by society, by systems that decide who does and who doesn't belong. So our task is not simply just to enjoy home, but to create it more justly, more intentionally, more widely, wherever we find ourselves. When we talk about making this house our home, we are not pointing backwards to what was, to another time, another place. We are reaching towards what can be. This building, these walls, these chairs, these familiar corners, this is our house. It shelters us. It holds our gatherings. It is where we mark the seasons of our life, child dedications, memorials, moments of joy, moments of heartbreak. In a few short months, we have done all of that here. Our presence, our work, our gathering are making this space sacred. It's where we come when the world feels too heavy or too beautiful to carry alone. But this building on its own, without us, without those we don't yet know, well, it's not yet a home. It becomes a home when someone notices the newcomer standing hesitantly at the door and walks over and says hello. It becomes a home when someone says, I'm not sure I believe what I used to believe, and hears in response not judgment, but curiosity. It becomes a home when we risk telling the truth about our lives and trust that that will be held carefully by others. It becomes a home when we make a mistake, when we hurt someone, and when we have the courage to reach out and to do what we can to make it right. In Unitarian Universalism, we often say deeds, not creeds. We do not gather here because we all believe the same thing. Far from it. We gather because we choose to build something together, something grounded in love, in justice, and in the ongoing search for truth, whatever that looks like for you and wherever you find it. But that kind of community does not happen by accident. It's not automatic. It is not guaranteed. It is built intentionally, imperfectly, and collectively. Making a house, any house, but in this case, this house, our home, requires three things: presence, participation, and promise. First, presence. A home is made by showing up, not just physically, though we're a pretty full room here today, that's lovely. Physically matters, but emotionally, spiritually, bringing your real self into the room, letting yourself be seen even a little bit more than is comfortable for you. Presence says, I am here, I belong here, and I'm willing to be part of what happens here. Second is participation. A home is not where we consume. It isn't like your gym or the anonymous coffee shop where attendance is transactional. This is a place where we contribute, not purchase. In a home, we don't ask, what do I get? As much as we ask, how do I help create it? What can I give? Sometimes giving looks like volunteering, teaching, organizing, donating, making coffee, singing. Sometimes it looks quieter, listening deeply, offering encouragement, holding space for someone else's pain. And third is promise. A home is built on covenant. This, in our Unitarian Universalist tradition, is key. We don't have a common set of beliefs or understanding. We don't have a creed that provides the glue that makes us a people. Instead, we gather with promises made to one another. Not a contract, not a rigid set of rules, but a living promise about how we aspire to be with one another. We promise to make space for each other. We promise to listen. We promise to grow ourselves, even when growth is uncomfortable. And we promise to return again and again to love. And perhaps most importantly, we promise not perfection, but commitment. Because every real home experiences strain, misunderstanding, moments when we fall short of who we want to be. What makes it a home is not that those moments never happen. It's that we stay, we repair, and we begin again. So what does it mean, really, to make this house our home? It means recognizing that this place is not someone else's responsibility. It is not the minister's responsibility, or at least not alone, or any one person's alone. It's not the board of trustees. It's not the longtime member's job. But this belongs to all of us, and it is shaped by all of us, and we, in turn, are shaped by it. Sometimes I wonder what my life would be if I had not, as a young adult and young parent as I was, found our Unitarian Universalist congregation in Hamilton. I sometimes think that much of my life as it now happens would be unrecognizable. My home in Unitarian Universalism has shaped me in so many ways. I know I have been held tenderly when I needed to be held. When tragedy touched my life, people cared. They brought food, flowers, and friendship. I've also been challenged. When I've stepped in it and made a mess, people have called me to account, but done so gently, and asked me to do better. I've been asked to see more and to think more widely than I might otherwise have done. I know that many of you have been changed by your encounters in this community, and that you, in turn, have helped it become what it is today. A home is not built once. It is built again and again by all who dwell in it. And here we are. Every greeting, every act of generosity, every moment of courage adds something to the foundation of this place. Every time we choose connection over isolation, generosity over scarcity, hope over indifference, we are building. Every time we support one another, and every time we challenge one another, we are building something that is bigger than any one of us. Reverend Dr. Mark Morrison Reed, one of your former ministers, wrote, "The religious community is essential, for alone our vision is too narrow to see all that must be seen, and our strength too limited to do all that must be done. Together our vision widens, and our strength is renewed." Thank you for those words, Mark. Here we build the place where we can be together, where those who need a place to rest can find it, a place to find ease, because we all need that sometimes. Here, too, we build a home where those who need challenging will be challenged, because we all need that sometimes. Our mission affirms this. Each week we hear the words, our mission is to nurture connection, share life's joys and sorrows, and act for love and justice. It's a strange thing to be a member of a congregation. We are here because something in us knows that we need this place, but there's something else we need to remember. We are not building a home just for ourselves. We are building a home for the person who will walk through these doors for the first time next month, or next year, or 10 years from now. Someone who is searching. Someone who has been told they do not belong. someone who is longing for a place where they can breathe more freely. We are building a home for the child that is not yet born, for the children that will need compassionate adults to help them see the world with warmth of compassion and a spark of justice. What will they find here? Today is our opportunity to reflect. Where have you already experienced this place at home? And where are you called to deepen your commitment to it? What would it mean for you to help make this house more fully a home? Today is the beginning of the annual generosity campaign. We are asking you and all the members of this community to consider your financial contribution for the fiscal year, July to June. Your choices will help inform our plans. The dreams we have for this congregation are big ones. Reality will be shaped in part by the budget we create for ourselves. Because the truth is, love may be freely given, but community has real, tangible needs. Heat, light, staff, programs. These are the structures that make our shared life possible. Stewardship is at its heart not about obligation. It's about participation. It's about saying, this matters to me and I want to help sustain it. We know that everyone's ability to give is based on their particular reality. There is no cookie-cutter giving guidance. But what we do know is that we need people to be generous, and if possible, to increase their financial contributions. The dreams we have for this congregation are big ones. The degree to which they are achievable is up to each one of us. Because in the end, a home is not something we inherit. It is something we build together, with open hands, with open hearts, with a shared commitment to love that is lived, not just spoken. May we continue that work. May we strengthen these walls not only with our resources, but with care. And may we widen these doors with welcome. And may we together make this house our home.